Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda, and this is Gizmo.
We're the Village's Newcomers, and it's time once again for...
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
We always comment about how the time flies down here.
Every day it turns around. It's Saturday again. It's Saturday.
By the way, thanks for all your well wishes. We're both feeling much, much better.
We are. You are.
Probably 90%, 95%, so doing well. And we appreciate everybody that was thinking about us. And especially Mike and Sharon DuBose over in Baton Rouge.
Oh, yes.
They sent us a king cake. You know what a king cake is? It's an amazing pastry that's associated with Mardi Gras. And looky here. You see the little baby?
He found the baby.
There's a little baby in the cake. And I think that means I have to buy somebody else a cake now.
I think so.
Yeah. What a delicious
You're
cake.
supposed to be king for a year, but I think you're always king for a year.
Yes, what a delicious cake. Thank you so much. Today's show, we're going to cover a variety of topics. One of them is healthcare. We've been a staunch defender of healthcare down here. She had some issues. She got good care. Well, now we're kind of getting on the other side of it where we're seeing, we're seeing the guy behind the curtain a little bit.
Yeah.
And we don't like what's happening. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about Linda's hairstyles through the years. We went to see a concert the other night. The first concert we've seen since we came back from COVID. Mm-hmm. It's a rock group called Exile. I'll tell you what. There are 5 members of that group. They have been together for 59 years. They're in their mid-70s. And if there was ever an advertisement for graceful aging, these guys are it because they put on a great show.
Fantastic. Man, their fingers can move. Like, I'm going, I can't do that. I can't move my fingers.
Their
like that.
voices are so good. We love them. We used to watch them back in Indiana. They would come to the Barnes, or what was it called? The Ross Country Jamboree, yes, which is out of business now. But we saw them here at the Orange Blossom Opry. What a great band. I hope you guys stay touring for another 15 years. To be the 90-year-old guys touring with their band. That would be so awesome. But super great shape, and thanks for a wonderful performance. I know you're watching.
Well, I got a new e-bike, everybody. You're going to want to see this one.
Yeah, she didn't really search for one, but a company wanted us to look at it, try it out, unbox it, ride it. And we did our homework, and they're a quality company, so you're going to see Linda with a new e-bike pretty soon. RV living, we're going to discuss today a little bit. And can a single lady find happiness in the villages?
Or a man.
Okay, can she find a man in the villages? Is that what you meant?
No, and I guess I know what you're saying now.
Actually, you don't have to have, you can be happy here even if you're not looking for somebody, right?
That's true.
Well, we'll talk to her a little bit later.
We sure hope you enjoyed that show on Thursday. That was a fun day, wasn't it?
Yeah, Bushnell Motorsports Park is about a half an hour from here with real souped up, neat go-karts and...
Young at heart.
Yeah, it was fun. And if you haven't been there, give it a shot. You can look back at that video if you missed it on Thursday. You ready for some shout-outs?
We are ready for some shout-outs.
Here's Kevin and Claudia Smith. They're from Roswell, Georgia, and we bumped into them down at Edna's on the Green.
That was a happy place. A lot of people there, man.
Happening place.
Happening.
Liz, Steve, Sandy, and David visited the villages and said they had a ball.
Tim and Karen are living it up in the villages.
Had a nice talk with Don. He and his wife Joanne went to Edna's this week. If you want to meet people, go down to Edna's.
Carol and Reggie bought their forever home in Citrus Grove.
Yeah, they're a nice couple, and congratulations to you on that beautiful new home. Big 30th anniversary for Carol and Jack. Congratulations.
Woohoo! Welcome to Jonathan and Chris, who have a beautiful new home in also Citrus Grove. That must be really...
Well, it's by Sawgrass. When that opens, it's going to be a very desirable place to live. Mm-hmm. And we met them down at... the Everglades yesterday. Yeah, it was nice to meet them. Here's Chris and Marty from Minneapolis. We also met them at Edna's on the Green the other day. They're having a great time, and They say it's just a matter of time till they move to the villages.
Matter of time. And we met the McDermotts the other day. Lovely people having a great time.
Here are John and Ann Palmer. They're Canadians. We really appreciate your lovely email and thank you for watching. You know, any of you that want to send us photos, we're happy to try to include them in our show. Please, if there are two of you in the photo, tell us who both people are. It's kind of awkward when I only get one name, because then we're thinking, is that John and his girlfriend or his daughter?
His wife,
or is that John's mom in the picture?
Housekeeper.
But make sure it's landscape. Landscape is horizontal. Otherwise, I have to work on it, and sometimes it's not worth it. And make sure it's a JPEG. A lot of times, you'll send us pictures and we want to use them, but my computer will say, cannot read file. So make sure it's a JPEG in landscape form. We'll be happy to put that on for you. All right, let's talk about those doctors.
Okay.
You know, by the way, look at this guy.
Aww.
Yeah, this is it. A doctor is a super important part of the package, especially as you're aging. I mean, you have yearly wellness visits, even if you don't have issues.
Right.
But so often we have allergies or we have arthritis or COVID or whatever, and you need a doctor. We had a doctor, and he's super bright guy, very friendly, but overwhelmed, I think, with this pandemic because I felt pretty poorly a week ago, 10 days ago.
I think you should have gone back to the doctor.
Well, they don't want you to come in.
Not really, but yeah.
But I called, and I didn't get a call back in a week. I laid it out for him. And then I called again, and I still haven't gotten a call back. And now we're on the 10th day or 11th day since I called. That's not good service where I come from. We had a relationship back home with the doctor who he would call you.
Yeah.
You know, he would come to your house if you really needed him to. I guess those days are long gone, but
Long gone.
I think if we're not going to get callbacks, we're going to start the search for a new doctor. I hate to do that. And we don't want to be the kind of people that throw shade, you know, that talk negatively about it. I don't know what his reasons were for not calling, but I think it's important to have a doctor that will communicate with you, and that's not happening right now.
If anybody has an excellent doctor they trust and they're absolutely super happy.
They're supposed to be asking us.
Yeah, I know, but maybe you ought to shoot us an email.
Cheryl writes in, I'm single and recently retired. Will I fit in the villages? I know we had a singles question last week. We'll probably have one next week. It's a big topic.
Yes.
And think about it. You know, she has me and I have her. You know, we can rely on each other. But if we didn't,
We should sing.
Is there a song?
On each other. Yeah, you know, Dolly Parton.
can't unhear that, can you?
I can't sing.
But what a leap of faith if you are single and you come all the way down here, buy an expensive home, and then whoa, what? Like he's pushing down on me. Yeah.
Oh, he's wanting your attention.
Yeah.
But he's not minding.
So we ran into a lovely single lady and we asked her that very question.
Being single in the Villages is a wonderful experience. There's a fabulous group called Single in the Villages that has approximately 3,500 members. And every single day, there are multiple activities that are posted just on that Facebook alone. When you add to it all of the clubs and hobby interests that are here and available in the Villages, there's plenty to take up your day, and you'll really love it here being single in the Villages and retired.
Thank you, Lisa. We appreciate that. You'll hear more from Lisa in an upcoming show. Todd wrote along the same lines, he'd like to know more about the nightlife in the Villages and how many women to men there are that are single.
Well, we don't take a poll when we're going, but there's a lot of people down at the squares, but they do stop the music at 9 o'clock. But there's more to do after 9 o'clock.
Like what?
I think City Fire and a lot of the bars around are open to 10 or 11.
You ask about nightlife. We aren't good ones to ask. I mean, we will go out and try to find out, but generally we're home, you know, after dark, as are most villagers. Don't believe that ridiculous nonsense that people like to talk about. Those aren't villagers talking about that. It's silliness. And Todd, we don't know how many men to women. That's way overblown too. That's a rumor. There's somebody tells us, I heard there's 10 women for every man. No, that's silly. There may be a few more than men, but it's not an amazing amount. So, Todd, you can find things to do if you want to. But be careful, you might end up in somebody's movie. Bruce and Lori from Colorado ask, how often do you go to the beach? I've heard you mention the white sand in the Destin area, but I've never visited the Gulf side. Well, Destin is on the Gulf, but further down you have Clearwater and lots of beautiful beaches all the way down to Sanibel Island.
Yeah.
So it's nice, but how often do we go? We go every 3.5 years, no matter what. We've only been one time.
And one time. Oh, I did it again. Yeah, this is our ball and chain.
We've only been once.
We went to Cocoa Beach, which was fantastic.
It's the Atlantic
vacation.
side.
Atlantic side. It was beautiful. It was fun. But we've only been once. But
Yeah,
we want to go again.
just once. We do have a little side trip coming up in a month or so. We're going down to the Disney area and play around for a few days. But as far as the beaches, I'd like to visit, and I did a study on this. Within 2 hours, there are a whole bunch of beaches. Clearwater Beach, New Smyrna Beach, Bradenton Beach, Daytona Beach, St. Augustine, Cocoa Beach. All those are within 2 hours. I've heard some parking woes, that once you get there, it's tough to find parking and it's crowded and whatnot. But there are beaches available and you can get to them from here. But we need to do that. And we'll blog. We'll put Linda in a big old bikini. And
No, we won't. No, we won't.
not a big old bikini. We'll put her in a little bitty bikini.
Itsy bitsy teeny weeny.
I'll get my
Polka
Speedos,
dotted
you get your
bikini.
bikini.
They don't want to see that.
This is a letter from David. Now, David is a gardener, and he knows that down here it's tropical. You know, we can grow a lot of warm weather things, and we've talked about bananas a few weeks ago. And David sent us a picture of his bananas. Look at that. And you know where he's growing those? Wisconsin.
No way.
Wisconsin.
Wow.
He attached a photo taken today of him with 2 banana plants and an avocado. Started from seed with his grandson.
That's awesome.
And he brings his bananas inside in the winter, though, from Wisconsin. You can imagine.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to.
But how nice. Thanks for sending those photos, David. You know, if you can grow them in Wisconsin, I bet we could grow them
I
here.
think we should.
Ray writes and says, you might want to mention this on your next show. They built an awesome astronomy park by the new Homestead Rec Center. But you can only stargaze during daylight hours. Seems like a waste to build this park we're not allowed to use. I hate to be negative, but this one's a head scratcher. Yeah, look at that sign. It says open dawn to dusk.
Well, that does not make sense.
I'm sure that, you know, when you have the RC car park or the archery range or the air rifle range, those are open dawn to dusk. So whoever made that sign probably just slipped up because you cannot go stargazing in the daytime.
It'd be hard to see.
Yeah. Thanks, Ray. We'll put our investigator on that. Paul writes, we suspect there are an abundance of folks with an ADA placard hanging in their vehicle, as the Villages is an age-restricted community. Are there an adequate amount of handicap parking spots at the center squares? Good question. I would say probably not. Because when you go to the squares, it is tough
Yeah.
to find a parking space on the square. Now, if you know how the squares are laid out, they have a stage, a seating area, and then a square around it. And that's all three. That's Spanish Springs, Sumter Landing, Brownwood.
Right.
The premium parking spots are right nosed in, looking toward the center of that square. And they're first come, first serve, and lots of people have them. Are there some handicap? There probably are. But like you said, there are lots of people with handicap, I call them plaques or stickers, in their car and their golf cart. So they're going to go fast. But then you have the outside ring that faces away
Yeah, toward the stores.
toward the stores. You have another whole big ring of parking. And sometimes you can find one there. But it's tough. But then the big secret is behind all the stores, there's a huge parking lot. And you can always find a spot back there. I know that's not handy for the people that need, but hopefully they have a driver that can maybe let them off and then go park. Otherwise, it's going to be tough. It's a tough situation.
This is from Dean and Sheila. Are there any stink bugs in the Villages? Wherever they're from, they have them a lot, I guess.
They're from Ohio.
Oh.
There's a lot of stinkers up there in Ohio.
Yeah, I remember stink bugs back in Indiana. They are an odd looking thing, aren't they? And they are big. They're like size of my thumb.
We had them. We were your neighbors, you know. We lived in Indiana,
Yeah.
and we had stink bugs, and ladybugs.
Yeah, we did.
Stink bugs and ladybugs. And I was thinking last night, here in this house, we don't see spiders. We don't have spiders.
Do you know what we don't ever see either? I've never seen a fly. In Florida.
With our monthly service from the company that we use, they will apply pesticides. Now, they don't come in our home unless we ask them to, but once a year they'll take off your light switches and they'll put a little dab of something in there. And whatever it is, it's working. Because in Indiana, we'd be sitting there watching TV and we'd see something going crawling across the ceiling, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Centipedes, spiders.
Yeah. We lived in a wooded area, so
Yeah,
we
we
didn't
did.
have those little teeny tiny.
But here, you won't be worrying about the stink bugs, Dean and Sheila. Up there in Ohio, though, with all those Buckeyes, look out. Paula and Mike, they write, "Hi, Jerry. Question for your next Mailbag Monday. Does the grocery budget you quote include personal care items such as shampoos, razors, and makeup for you, not Linda? What? Does it include household items such as batteries, cleaners, and such? Big discussion here. Why is our grocery bill so much higher than Jerry and Linda's?" All right. Well, let me tell you. Go ahead.
I can add that too. We don't buy a lot of the really name brand stuffs. We will buy a lot of the generic brands, and that cuts your costs down.
Yeah, we're big on the best value or great value over there from Walmart.
Yeah.
But I tell you, if you get me on this subject, I mean, I've been avoiding it like the plague. I'm a shopper.
Yeah. Yes.
And there's a name grocery chain near here that refuses to put their prices in their ads. They will tell you you'll save up to this much if you buy this. Or they've got these beautiful steaks for sale, but there's no price. I gotta know the price before I go buy something. I think so many people get used to buying things without even checking the price. You know, that's why your grocery bill is so big. You're not checking the prices. You know, we noticed a certain company had a buy one, get one free sale for mayonnaise. Same brand we use. After you bought their buy one and you got one free, they still each cost more than we buy every day. That's not a buy one, get one free. That's a take advantage of the old people ad.
Scammers.
Yeah. So I don't want to be negative, but if you're worried about your grocery budget, check the prices and don't play the game. As long as people buy them at whatever price they're listed, they're going to keep it that price or higher. You know, that's just human nature. Ralph is a fisherman, and he writes, "My question's twofold. What ponds are you allowed to fish in?" I'll stop there. Here in the villages, there are many retention ponds. Some of them are inside golf courses. Some of them are inside housing development, you know, like a neighborhood. And others are open for you to fish. How do you know which are which? If you don't have to cross over a golf course or someone's yard or private property, you can usually fish it. If you go to the village's website, they will have the fishing map. And you can see a lot of places that you can fish. And I don't think that's even all of them, but that's a lot of them. You can get there and see. There are ponds, even in the new section down south of 44, that have been stocked. And you can catch fish here in the villages. The thing is, if you're an old-time bass fisherman, none of these water holes are going to have any structure. There won't be any downed trees or sunken Christmas trees or culverts or pipes or, just all that stuff that you like to throw your lure by, docks and things like that. You're not going to find them here in the retention ponds. Second part of the question, I would like to take my grandchildren fishing. I know you have to fish from shore, but what about gators?
Yes.
Gators have never really been an issue. I do have a few videos where I was fishing. And by the way, there'll always be a viewer out there, and you know who you are, that will criticize and tell me I have bad form because I threw my bobber too close to an alligator. Those alligators will seek you out when you're fishing. Yeah. They will come out, they'll see, if you're using a bobber, they have to know what that bobber is. Now, I do try to keep it away because I don't want to have to take an alligator off the hook. Yeah. And I don't want to break my fishing line. But they will come up and be curious and investigate your bobbers. many times. Recently, I was photographing some birds, and I was standing on the edge of a pond, and this is no lie. I looked down, and 2 feet away from me was the nose of an alligator, and I mean a nice one, looking right up at
How'd
me.
you know he was nice?
I mean a nice size, a big one. I'm talking about 2 boots, 2 belts, and maybe a purse. You know, it was a good one. So, I just kind of walked back, and he did not come out of the water at all. But they're curious. They're not aggressive. I mean, they have never tried to attack me.
I would suggest have 2 adults with the child. So one can be helping the child fish, the other one's on gator watch.
When I'm in an alligator-infested area, which is just about every area, stay close to your golf cart and
Yeah, keep
fish
your
from
golf cart,
around the golf cart. Yeah, no problem. I mean, I usually take a lawn chair, set it down there by the water. They don't bother you. And don't hold me liable if they do. Last week, we had the mother of all questions. Remember the guy that said that he didn't really like your hairstyle and thought maybe it's time to change it?
Yes, we know that.
She went yesterday and got a new hairstyle.
My gray was starting to show. So, yes, and I asked her to cut off 2 inches, and she cut off, she said, oh, really? And she wouldn't do it. I looked down the floor, she only cut off 1 inch. And I thought, that's just to get me to come back sooner. So, but anyway.
Well, she said she got
I'm
some,
glad. I'm glad.
what are those things you got, streaks?
I kind of told her about the viewer that asked me, tell me that my hair was out of style and I was like looking old. I don't know if he said that, but made me feel old. But she put highlights in my hair. Can you see them? Can you see them? See? Look at that gold. She made me
beautiful.
Made me look about 10 years younger, right, Jeff? Do I look 10 years?
She always looks good. But if you want to see what she's looked like through the years, I dug out a few pictures for you. There you have it. I look back at some of her old hairstyles, and now she's got a new style. She's always pretty. I know that you know that, and we all know that. But Jeff, if you've been feeling a little bit sore this week, it's because 3,000 ladies across the nation have been poking your little Jeff doll with needles. You're going to take some flack over that, buddy.
We have a question from Paul, and he asks, could we purchase a premium or any vacant lot in the villages and sit on it for a couple of years, keep it mowed and maintained?
Man, that would be boring, sitting on there for 2 years.
And mowing it. Where would they be for 2 years and then keeping it mowed? Oh, they'd have a service. And then could they and that's a no. You cannot do that. And then he also asked, can we have a builder of our choice, build a floor plan of our choice, or does the villages control which general contractors can build there? And what plans can be built and the cost to do so? Well, the village sales office says, no, you cannot have a builder of your choice. You can't do a floor plan of your choice. They do have 7 builders in the villages, and there are 44 plans, and you have to get on the website and you can go through those plans. Okay, once you decide to find a lot, or you have a lot and you want to purchase it, you have to put down $10,000 at that contract right there. When it was written, the day of the contract being written, you have to put down $10,000. And then it's usually 30 to 90 days that you will meet with a design team. And that design team takes like 7 to 9 days you can sit, and we've heard some people do it quicker than 7 days, so that'd be great. But there's a lot of choices. You can pick your faucets, your fans, your whatever else you want to, I guess.
I've heard that you can move walls inside. You can work with them, and as long as it's structurally workable, you can alter the plans, but you're going to use their builder, like she said. And the rule says you cannot sell your home within a year of when you buy it.
Right.
If you buy one of these lots,
Build.
it's got to be a year. I think they're trying to keep speculators from coming and buying the choice lots, keeping them, and selling them for a big profit later.
And then she said it usually takes, from the closing date, it usually takes 6 to 8 months to build your home, and sometimes probably 9 months to build that home.
Yeah, when we at one time thought, we might want to buy a villa and keep it for guests and friends and family that come from out of town, but we wanted to pick the things, pick the types of windows and doors and everything. You can't do that on the villas. They build those and then sell them
as is.
As is, yeah. I was driving over on 466A a couple of days ago, and it was just getting dark. And I could see over on the 4th or 5th hole there at Sand Hill Golf Course, there's a guy playing golf. And it is so dark, there's no way that you could see your ball if you hit it. You need one of those little glow balls.
They do have glow golf, I think.
But that's what golf is, man. It gets in your blood, and you want to play it, and it's too dark, but you just want to go hit that ball. And that's the way it is for some people. It's sort of addicting. And I just thought about this guy out there playing after dark. Amazing. Michael wrote in with a question, and this question is one that we are getting more often these days because of the insurance questions here in Florida. He saw an ad on a local TV station for metal roofs that look like shingles. I looked into it further, and while it's more expensive than a typical shingle roof, it's between $18K and $26K. Whoa! They're good for at least 40 years. Gosh, we'd be like 110.
Yeah, hey.
Since homeowners insurance seems to expect you to replace your roof in Florida every 10 years, it got me thinking this might be a better long-term option. Didn't you call?
I did call and the sales office and talk to a gentleman, and they said yes, you can have a metal roof. We have seen them in the Spanish Springs area. A lot of businesses will have the metal roofs, but I don't see a lot of the metal roofs down south. I think they're beautiful.
Well, I haven't seen any that look like shingles, though. He was talking about look like shingles. Maybe that's a new thing. We have not seen that.
But you can do it. You probably have to get approved, probably.
Our pool, the shelters around the pool, they all have metal roofs. So the village just knows that they last longer and you don't have to replace them.
Yeah.
So I think it's coming. It's too bad it costs so much.
Yeah.
All right, buddy, are you ready? People have asked, he looks so tired. Well, this guy plays all day long. Or he has to decide, what am I going to do? Eat, sleep, or play? No, wait, that's me.
He waits for me to take him out, and he goes to the door. He goes a little nice sometimes, and we'll scratch, and like, one out.
He's fine, but he only has one real job, and he does a couple of jokes every week. Do you have anything for us today? Let's see.
Rocky and Debbie wrote us a letter, and they said that Abby dreams about me. Oh, but Abby, get rid of that duck. Daddy forgot a shout out, so he asked if I would do it. Barry wrote and said his wife Janet was tickled to meet Linda. Hey, they're both the same size. Kristen and Eddie sent me a picture of Grace Kelly. She's a Pomeranian mix, and she's 16 years old. She's a cutie, but hey, I don't really date older women. Thanks for the picture, though. Daddy talked a long time ago about owners that look like their pets. And look what we got. somebody sent us this picture, and me and Daddy. Oh my goodness, that's a good one. Thanks for the picture. I walked into the pet store the other day, and I went right up to the counter where they had all kinds of treats. And I told the guy behind the counter, give me a dog biscuit. And he said, why the paws? And I said, I need him to walk on.
Good job, buddy. Good job. He always does a nice job. And you know what? Tomorrow's his birthday. He'll be 13.
13.
And we hope to have a special show for you. I'm working on it right now. A day through the eyes of Gizmo. And we'll see if that works out. And if I can get that on, you'll have a bonus show tomorrow. If not, just wish him a happy birthday. That's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
Thank you all for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We love hearing from you. Remember, our email address is villagesnewcomers@gmail.com. If you have to send snail mail, send that to Post Office Box 888, Fruitland Park, Florida 34731.
And if you liked our show today, please press that like and subscribe button and share it with your friends. Until next time.
See you when you get here.